Hey everybody, it's Captain Dazzle here, and today we are going to learn how to make a beautiful balloon flower. And I'm going to share with you the secrets on why balloons do not burst when they are being twisted by the professional balloon twisters. So I'm not going to bore you with all the theoretical stuff, so let's launch straight into the learning. Now, if you haven't seen my very first video on how to tie the balloon knot, make sure you check this out. Okay, so now how much air do you inflate into each balloon? We're going to use these to make the petals of the flower. Right, so when you inflate the balloon, leave an uninflated part, the length of roughly from your wrist to the middle finger, the end of the middle finger. Okay, roughly, all right? It's not very important because we're going to cut off the excess anyway, okay? So inflate the balloon. So I'm right off the bat, here's the first secret. When balloon twisters twist their balloons, can you see how the air travels down this uninflated part? Ooh, so that's the first secret. The balloons do not burst because the air is constantly moving towards this uninflated part. So as long as the air, this entire balloon here, this part here, is able to travel down this uninflated part, the balloon is not going to burst. See? Because whenever I press and I do this, some of the air is actually traveling down towards this uninflated part. But we have to make sure that the air is not trying to come out from this side because there's no more space over here. There's no uninflated part over here, right? So do take note of that. So another thing, imagine that the balloon is just like a room. When the air goes in, it goes inside a room. So I call this the balloon wall, like the wall of a room. Okay, let's do the petals. You're gonna tie these two balloons together using any knot that you know. Just gonna use a very simple overhand knot. Just like that. So let's do the petals. We're gonna do the fold twist or the U twist or the full twist. Any names for it? Basically, it's just like a U shape. A U shape. So I'm holding it with my left hand here. So my right hand is going to turn this part about 4 times. Ta-da! So that's the first petal, and it's that easy. So I'm going to do the yellow one now. Ta-da! Roughly the same size. Okay, so now if you really want to measure it, oh wait, before you do that, this is what I do before I add in the next twist. I squeeze it. So that this part that I'm about to twist is nice and soft and pliable. Now, if the balloon is like this, soft and pliable, it's not going to burst when you add in the twist. Okay, sometimes it will still burst because of friction. Now, the more petals you add in, we call this a balloon bubbles, yeah? The more bubbles you add in, there's going to be more friction because all these bubbles are all clustered within this single joint here. Okay, so now if you really want to measure, I'm just going to measure it from the my wrist, the start of my wrist, to the end of my pinky finger. All right, so that's the distance that I want. Then I add in the twist. Okay, before making the U shape. The U shape. So remember, you do want to have like one yellow, one red, one yellow, and next one's going to be red, right? Oh yes, while we are on the topic about the friction, remember, here's a third big secret. Get good quality balloons. Because good quality balloons have got a much, they use a lot more latex in their balloon, which means to say the walls of the balloon, remember earlier we talked about the balloon walls, is much more pliable. It's less likely to burst when you squeeze it. Right. So now I'm going to do a U shape here. You notice that I'm not exactly measuring it out like this. I'm making it up. If you're just starting off, you might have to do a little bit of measurement. If anything else, that's it. If you're not switching, it's too much friction. Friction is not good. I'm going to show you a way on how I can reduce the friction, right? Yes, time to make a yellow one. All right, so I make a U shape. It's right over here. About 4 times. Now, if I try to bring this in between, this yellow one in between the 2 red ones, it's going to be very hard, right? There's going to be so much friction. What I can do, I'll just pry them open to give all the bubbles a little bit more distance. And now I can slip this in. Ta-da! Okay, I'm just finish this off with another pink one, red one. Slip this in. And you will get this. Whoa, all the 6 petals. Yeah. And of course, you've got 2 very long uninflated tails here. We're going to use the scissors to cut them off, right? Before you do that, yeah, you squeeze. We're going to make this part a little bit softer. This part as well, a bit softer. And at this juncture, I'd like you to take the balloon, this part here, yeah, to just wrap it around the whole arrangement. Just a little bit more. Just twist it a little bit more. So that when you cut off the ends here, the entire arrangement here do not unravel itself completely. Okay. And here comes scissors. And now when you cut it, please do not cut it over here. Cut it here. You're just going to let the air come out, okay? So. Get this out over here. Yeah. So now, just after you look at this, the petals have the position you want. Ta-da! Okay, do not worry about the ends over here. If you want to, you can take a scissors to snip them off. Time to make the leaves and the stalk. Very easy. You see this knot over here. I'm going to press the top a tiny bit. So I create a little bit of an uninflated balloon right over here, okay? So just going to slip this knot right inside. Yes, if you want to, you can wrap this around. Ta-da! So it's going to look like this. Okay, for the center part over here, you remember all those scraped balloons that you have? Don't throw them away, okay? So you grab one of a different color, inflate it, and it's going to look like this. Okay? Well, I'm just going to slip this right in the middle. And wrap it around. There you go. Look at that. So now everything is very stable because you've got a balloon right over here on top that holds the arrangement together, and you've got one on the bottom that balances out everything. Okay. Now, remember the ends over here. Okay, you can use the scissors to cut them off. But what I like to do is just take them and wrap them to make sure that everything gets locked in even more securely. So you don't see any of the ends anymore. It's all hidden inside. Okay. Time to make the leaves. I'm gonna add a little nice stalk over here. Do not make this part too long. Okay. Once again, I'm going to do another full twist, a U-shaped twist. Gonna make 3 leaves. Not gonna make that too big. Gonna make that a bit smaller. So that's the first one. Okay. Once again, I squeeze. I'll make another U shape here. You see the flower is drooping. Right. All it needs is just one more U shape. Just squeezing it around. And it's done. Now I'm gonna grab a pair of scissors to make this a little bit shorter. Snip. Tie knot. Look at that. It's done. Pretty, huh? Right, so here's a little summary for you guys. Oh, that is it. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope to see you guys on the next video.